Hello everyone. Today we are exploring a critical evolution in digital measurement, GA4 Full Funnel Tracking. In an era where data privacy and complex user journeys are the new norm, relying on broken pixels is no longer a viable strategy for competitive brands. We are here to discuss a shift from fragmented observation to a comprehensive tracking architecture designed specifically for businesses serious about growth. Let's get started. We will examine how a robust analytics architecture serves as the backbone of a high-performing growth system, ensuring your data is an asset, not a liability. Most analytics setups give you a scoreboard at the end of the game and nothing else. This session is about building something different, a full funnel tracking architecture that captures the entire customer journey from first scroll to final purchase. Let's get into it. Here's the uncomfortable truth. The average GA4 setup captures about 20% of what actually happens on your site. You're tracking page views, purchases, maybe a form submission, and calling that analytics. But what about the users who read 3 blog posts before buying? The CTAs they hovered over but didn't click? The checkout step where they bailed? None of that is visible. You see that conversions happened, you have zero idea why or which journey created your most profitable customers. You're flying blind, with instruments that only measure landing, not the flight. The key shift in mindset here is this. A funnel isn't a marketing concept, it's a data system. Every stage generates completely different signals. At the awareness stage, you're measuring attention. Did people scroll, watch, read? At engagement, you're measuring exploration. Are they clicking, filtering, spending time? At consideration, you're measuring intent. Are they viewing products, comparing prices? And at conversion, you're measuring commitment. Each stage needs its own tracking logic. One event type can't cover all 4. Think of your events in 3 tiers. Micro events are high volume, low commitment signals, scrolls, video plays, page engagement. They tell you if your content is working. Mid-funnel events reveal consideration, behavior, product views, wishlist ads, cart interactions. The gap between a product view and an add to cart? That's your first optimization target. And macro events are your business outcomes, checkout steps, purchases, lead submissions. Funnel visualization across these 3 tiers shows you precisely where revenue is leaking. This is what a complete tracking map looks like. Top of funnel, scroll depth, video progress, blog reads, mid-funnel, product views, cart events, CTA clicks, search queries, bottom of funnel. Every checkout step, payment info, purchase, and critically, checkout exits with a reason code. The rule here is simple. Every event needs a clear why. What decision will this data enable? If you can't answer that, don't track it. Events alone are useless. Knowing that add to cart fired 500 times tells you nothing. Knowing which products, by which users, from which traffic source, that's where intelligence lives. Parameters give you 3 layers of context. Product context like item ID, category, and value. User context like new versus returning, lifetime value, and CRM segment. And session context like traffic source, campaign ID, and A/B test variant. GA4 without parameters is a counter. With parameters, it's an intelligence system. Let's walk through the architecture. A user takes an action on the site. That triggers a structured data layer push. GTM matches the trigger, fires the tag, and sends the event to GA4. GA4 stores it ideally linked to BigQuery. And from there, conversions and audiences are exported to Google Ads, Meta, and your CRM. For brands serious about signal fidelity, server-side tracking via a cloud-run GTM container bypasses ad blockers and ITP, improving paid media signal quality by 25 to 40%. And before any of this goes live, validate everything in GTM preview mode and GA4 debug view. Last click attribution is the most expensive lie in digital marketing. A customer reads your blog, watches a YouTube video, sees a retargeting ad, gets an email, then searches your brand name and converts. Last click gives 100% of credit to that final brand search. So you cut the blog, you cut the video, and 90 days later, your pipeline dries up because you killed everything that was generating demand. Data-driven attribution, enabled by full funnel tracking, distributes credit proportionally across every touchpoint. Budget flows to the full system, not just the last step. This is where full funnel tracking has the most immediate commercial impact. On Google Ads, without micro-conversions as signals, smart bidding is starved. Learning phases drag to 6 to 8 weeks. CPA is volatile. With full funnel signals, learning phase drops to 10 to 14 days and TCPA stabilizes. On Meta, a pixel firing only on purchase gives the algorithm almost nothing to work with. Feed it engagement events, cart actions, and server-side CAPI data, and it stops finding clickers. It starts finding buyers. Let's make this concrete. An e-commerce brand, $120K a month in ad spend, same traffic, same budget-only tracking was upgraded. Before, one event in GA4, no scroll data, last click attribution. CPA was $86, ROAS was 2.8x, and the learning phase was taking 6+ weeks. After 12 events across all funnel stages, server-side GTM, Meta CAPI, data-driven attribution, learning phase dropped to 12 days. Budget scaled 40%. CPA fell to $52. ROAS hit 4.6x. Same brand, same money, better data. Before you build, know what breaks systems. Tracking too few events starves your algorithm. Tracking too many creates noise that nobody trusts. Inconsistent naming add to cart versus add to cart versus ATC, click makes aggregation impossible. Missing parameters mean the event fired but carries no useful information. Broken GTM triggers cause duplicate conversions or underreporting, and the most destructive mistake, no validation process. Broken tracking discovered 6 months later means that data is gone. You cannot recover it. Validate every single event before it goes live. This is the architectural summary. 4 layers. Awareness tracking for content and traffic quality, engagement tracking for UX friction and feature discovery, intent tracking for drop-off rates and cart analysis, and conversion tracking for revenue data and ad signal export. Each layer feeds the next. Any gap in the chain creates a blind spot, and blind spots cost revenue. Implementation runs across 5 phases over 6 weeks. Week 1, audit everything currently firing in GTM and GA4. Week 2, design your event taxonomy and lock naming conventions. Weeks 3 and 4, build data layer, GTM tags, custom dimensions, server-side container. Weeks 4 and 5, validate every single trigger, reconcile purchase data against your backend. Week 5 and 6, activate export to ad platforms, enable data-driven attribution, configure BigQuery, and document everything for your team. Do not rush validation. A broken implementation is worse than what you started with. What you don't track, you can't optimize. Full funnel tracking isn't about better reports, it's about better decisions that compound into revenue advantage. Data quality equals revenue quality. And tracking isn't a tech task or a checkbox, it's a growth system. Build it like one. If your advertising isn't delivering the results you expect, the problem may not be the budget, it may be the strategy. At Namster Marketing, we help businesses turn advertising into a predictable growth engine. Book a free consultation with our team, and let's explore how we can help scale your results.